Romanian pro-communist propaganda film that they would have shown to citizens or whatever, in place of, like, you know, back in those days we had Starsky and Hutch and whatever, so it's sort of along the similar vein, but it's fully filmed in Romania, fully used Romanian actors, and then they've got voiceovers from Americans. So it's really hilarious and really clever. And the first few episodes, you're like, God, it's hilarious that they would have produced this and given it to the people. But after a while, you start going, wait a second, it's just getting way too campy. But I think it's like 6 or 7 episodes maybe, so it's not too terrible of a time waster. But it's funny and worth it. And the first bit, you'll just be going like, God, it just looks like old Starsky and Hutch, you know, footage. Just the camera angles and the way they film stuff.
That's pretty funny.
But everyone's driving those crappy little communist cars. They're like all exactly the same, but a slightly different color.
Yeah.
Even the cops are just driving around little econoblocks.
Yeah. Not available in any other country.
Yeah, a car you've never seen or heard of before, for sure.
That heart rate. Let's drop it out.
So Andy, you still here?
No.
Andy's there.
No?
Yeah,
oh, okay. I'll save it then.
Well, what's up?
This course we did on Wednesday, I don't know if Jason told you about it or if you watched the video. It was 30 laps, Jason?
Yeah. 30 laps.
About 1.5 or so kilometers per lap, but 3 hills every lap.
Oh yeah, what was that called? The Crybaby. Was it something like that?
Hill.
Yeah.
It was so hard.
I don't know about you. I rode it at 0.7. Seemed okay.
I rode at 0.95, I think.
Yeah, well, that's all you get.
Just to try and halfway keep up with you guys.
Cassidy.
And those mean bots. Yeah, I beat Jason on his recovery day. Yay me.
Yeah, one of these days I'll install RGT.
I think you'd like it.
It's on Apple TV. It works pretty well on Apple TV for sure.
Even with the remote.
You don't use the remote for anything.
It's all on your phone.
Yeah, that's a win.
Yeah. And there's no fence, so there's no buttons to push for a fence, no power-ups, no power button.
You could join late anytime you want.
Wait, no power-ups? Why are we even doing it? Oh man, my speaking of power-ups, my power-up got stuck.
What did it get stuck to?
It's stuck with a feather, not like that helps a whole lot. But on the phone, it wouldn't activate because I went to another screen and came back. There, I got it to go on the Apple TV.
You make sure your Bluetooth's off, and your 4G's off. Then if all else fails, turn your Wi-Fi off. That should help your problem.
Well, and I hosed everything down to get rid of the static electricity.
Yes, you gotta do that. If all else fails.
Hosed down the monitor, the camera, computer, everything. Just hosed it all down.
You don't want any residual.
My Wahoo kind of shut down and wouldn't turn on for about 2 hours, but I think it's going to be okay. I think the only thing in here I could hose down is my phone and my bike, I guess.
Probably.
So I was up my city's water tower again on Friday. I managed to get everything hooked up, and my 2 repeaters all up and working.
Nice.
So, yeah, that was a fun day. It was a good result. But I climbed, so there's 4 offset ladders up the inside of the water tower to a little catwalk which takes you to the centre of the tank. And then there's a long ladder up the inside of the centre of the tank. So I was lifting some more things up, so I had to climb up to the catwalk.
It sounds like an action-adventure film.
Well, it was kind of Dora the Explorer because I had a backpack that had all my things in it.
Or MacGyver. You could have been doing a MacGyver thing.
Yeah, so I climb up to this catwalk and I tie my pulley off onto the handrail up there, lower my 100-foot rope down to the ground through the pulley, go and climb back down to the ground, tie the steel post and the jumper cables onto the butt end of the rope, go back up, try and pull it up myself. I can't pull it up on my own, so I have to wait for the guy that was on a conference call, waiting for his conference call to finish.
Come on, block and tackle.
In the meantime, well, I've only got 100 foot of rope and it's a 100-foot drop, so yeah. So then I go climb all the way up to the top, take my backpack up there, drop my backpack off, come back down, by which time his conference call's finished, so we pull the pipe and what have you up to the catwalk.
Wow.
And then I climb up to the top with the rope tied to me so that we can pull the things all the way up to the top, and we remount the antennas, cable them up, and power everything back on, and all working. So, yeah.
What was the MacGyver song, Bussy? I can't think of it. I can't think of it.
I can't remember. I'm sure YouTube's got it, like 600 copies of it.
I feel like at the end of that, Andy, you should like base jump off the
Was it
top
all-
with a parachute, right? It's like,
Right, or better yet, a squirrel suit. Just a squirrel suit, nothing more.
oh, sports, even better. Or at least rappel off the side of the tower.
Yeah, I don't think the city would ever let me up again if I did that.
Those squirrel suit guys are crazy, man.
Yeah,
Let me
they
just
are.
tell you.
Yeah, they are.
I've seen one where some guy jumped off some mountain or bridge or whatever, and then he like did this thread the needle thing through these little mountains and stuff.
Oh,
It's just ridiculous.
it's crazy.
They're like the opposite of the guy who climbs El Capitan freehand.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you did that. That's all you did?
That's all you did, dude. I jumped off and just sailed, baby.
Let me see if I can do this here. I've got. Are you streaming yet, Jason, or not?
I'm going. Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I won't play it because we might get dinged.
Oh, no, okay. Here, I'll take it off. I can take it out, stream. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, let me see if this.
Sure. Oh, Jerry just listened to the theme song. It's not as catchy as you remember. Oh, now I want to hear it. That guy, duct tape. All right. Here he goes. Here's the theme songs. Oh, that's pretty cool. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Too late for us.
Were you one of those kids that went to sleep at 8 o'clock every night, Busty?
Till teenage years for sure. We definitely had to go to bed on the early end of summer. Was a little more relaxed, especially when we got a little bit older. We were in street light mode.
Be home by when the street lights come on.
Yeah, something like that.
I remember that.
We had a pretty good group of friends in the neighborhood that, we all played front yard football and baseball and three flies up and smear the cue and can't play that one anymore.
Can't play that one. That's been a while.
I mean, what do they even do with what do they even use Nerf football for anymore? That was the only reason you needed a Nerf football.
It's called it's called tag.
You could sail it forever. And it was great for that game because when it would pop out or someone would get rid of it because they were tired of getting pummeled, they would the thing would just bounce all over the place. We played it with. We even used to play that at school.
Yeah, that was okay.
Till the Yard Narcs game. I remember one year it was probably like, God, it must have been like 3rd grade or something. And we go hang out way in the back of the field by the backstops.
Yeah.
And we'd wear tank tops to school. This was in Southern California, so it was pretty warm all year long. And we'd wear tank tops. And me and this other kid, I knew he was kind of a bad kid, and he probably smoked and whatever in 3rd grade. But we'd take our arms through the top, slide our tank top around our waist, and we just thought we were badass because we're sitting out by the ball fields with our shirts off.
Oh gosh.
During school hours.
Yeah. I was listening to some podcast and they're talking about the best like hidden routes or gravel routes now for us cyclists is you started in middle school and kids will find the fastest way to get anywhere not taking the road, like through people's backyards, over here, down the alley, down this, and everything was okay, Now you're like, don't go down that alley, stay on the main streets, make sure people can see you.
What are you doing in that guy's yard?
Yeah,
get out of his grass.
Get off his lawn.
He's gonna go nuts, he's gonna kill everybody.
Oh, that first year, 1st grade, must be either that kindergarten or 1st grade. Yolanda comes home and goes, we probably need to talk to your son tonight. I go, why? What happened? He goes, they had their first drill at school today. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, earthquake drill. He goes, no, active shooter drill. I was like, oh, yeah, we should sit down and talk to him about that one. It's kind of the same thing. You do the same thing for earthquake.
Yeah.
Missed all my audio safe, man.
Gotta get under your desk for something.
Yeah.
So you'll know this area. So when I grew up, like before 6 years old, we lived in a little cottage behind my grandma's house on Stanford Avenue, I guess, in Garden Grove.
Oh yeah.
So yes, I did grow up in Little Saigon.
Yeah, you did.
I have Go Vietnamese heritage. But so in kindergarten, I walked all the way from where we lived to Brookhurst Elementary. It was probably a mile.
Yeah, I know where that is.
As a kindergartner.
Yeah.
Yolanda wasn't on a main street really, but but still, it was like
it's far. Main streets, a couple main streets, right?
Probably.
Yolanda was showing me in 2nd grade how she would walk home, and then we're driving. I go, you never let Ryland walk this far. He goes, no, it's okay. I was with a 3rd grader. And I'm like, does that make you feel better?
And then when I was in middle school, And we always lived just inside the distance for buses, so I never, no matter which direction our school was, I never got to ride the bus because I think you had to be past 2 miles or something. So, like middle school, 5th grade, 6th grade, no, 6th grade and 7th grade, I had to walk or ride my bike like 1.5 miles or so.
To school.
And then junior high was like another half mile past that.
Oh, jeez.
Which put us like at 1.9 miles just inside the 2 miles.
Huh.
So kids that lived 1 block the other direction got to ride the bus. It's like, okay, that makes sense. And the bus was like literally a street away.
Woo.
It's like, so dumb. Half a block. See, Andy.
Send you to the link to the video, David.
Wait you on a bus now. Thanks, Andy. We'll get it up.
All right.
Got to finish my hour cooldown.
Jerry was the head of the bomb squad in school. Wait, how does that work? Like
he had to set the bombs?
Yeah. School bombings.
So he knew which wire.
Yeah.
He knew which wires to cut.
It's always the red one, right? Always the red one.
Yeah. Why don't they ever design a bomb that has just random, or like all the wires are the same color?
I'm sure there's some show that does that. Has got it.
Because all you'd have to do is just put a tag on each wire until you're done, then take the tags off, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's like your stereo equipment. They're all the same color wires.
No,
you got 5 inputs.
Then they have like
you got red and black, but you got red and white or red and black, but you still, if you have 5 cables going in, you still got to know which is which.
Right.
Because you don't want to plug your CD in the auxiliary and put your tape deck in the phono. That'd be wrong.
That's just wrong.
Come on, Jason. It's just wrong.
Had to go through school every morning and the parking lot looking for suspicious items. Hope there was teachers with you, Jerry. Hopefully there was teachers there with you, Jerry.
So where was that? Like in Ireland or something?
No. South Africa. Right, Jerry?
Okay, some idea.
Yep.
So went to the movies last night.
Oh, wow.
And from the front door to the exit, never had to put on a mask. No one even asked. No one even mentioned it. I saw 2 little girls walking around, and I saw them going into a theater with masks on. And I said, "Hey, you don't have to wear those." Just doing my part.
Hey, mommy, daddy, this dirty old man said to take our mask off.
I said to take stuff off, man. So I went and saw the Sparks movie is what I went and watched because they're in my band.
Nice.
And it was funny because there's one guy in the theater with us. So my kids and I went, and there were one other guy in the theater. It's like the end of the run and midweek and all that. And it's a documentary. They just don't sell tickets like a action adventure or whatever. But so I talked to him a little bit, and I'm like, "So, you familiar with the band?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, he's like my age, and I'm like, "Well, have you seen him live before?" He's like, "Oh no, I've never seen him live." He's like, "I'm guessing after this I probably will want to." And I'm like, "Yeah, probably." And then when we're leaving, this is weird because they have like the names above the theater, but they're on those little electronic reader board kind of things.
Yeah.
So when we got done, I looked up, and the name had changed. And I knew there was like one more showing. I'm like, well, that's really weird. Then I looked across the hall and it's like, oh, they moved it over there. I'm like, okay, I get it. And so I just went in there to see if it was like a bigger theater or what it was. And there's some black guy in there. And Sparks isn't exactly known for being black man's music, per se.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, how's it going? And he's like, oh, great. I'm like, so you're here for the Sparks movie? To make sure he's not in the wrong theater.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, so you familiar with them? He's like, no, not at all. I'm like, what? I'm like, well, how did you get here? He's like, oh, I saw the trailer. I'm like, I'm totally going to see this.
Oh, there you go.
I'm like, awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Jerry,
I mean, it's a little late in their game to get addicted to them, but
oh, I agree. Jerry says it's weird when I see someone alone driving in a car with a mask. Oh, California all day, solo drivers, mask on.
Still.
It's bad, Bus. It's bad. I think.
Well, and the funny is, you ask them and they'll say, "Oh yeah. No, I just forgot to take it off." It's like, no, I don't buy that. I think what really happened is you didn't want to forget to put it on when you get to your destination.
It's probably part of what made it so hard to keep wearing it when we had to, here at least for like buildings and stuff, because people would wear it like in silly places, and then you're like, oh man, I have to wear it all the time. You're like, no, just wear it where it makes sense. Like,
yeah, you know, like solo at the beach. Like,
yeah,
there's no one within 50 feet of you, moron.
Yeah,
and you're outdoors.
Yeah. But you know.
Yeah, your governor, man. Your governor closed down every beach in the state
for a while.
To the point where, was it in LA that the Coast Guard or whatever, like chased down a guy on a stand-up paddleboard that was literally a mile away from any human being, and they chased him down and harassed him.
He was giving a bad example, Bussy. That's the problem.
No, he was giving the perfect example. He was doing it right.
Yeah.
Not one case spread outdoors, period, ever, anywhere.
Unless you're making out with someone.
They still have none that they've proven.
Jerry said he saw. Oh, I bet you Jerry saw a guy by himself cycling with one. I did, honestly, I did carry one just in case I ran into people, and you just want to make, people might feel uncomfortable. So okay, no big deal. But I did a lot of solo.
Or if you stop.
Oh, if you stop somewhere, right? Yeah, coffee shop. Yep, we all wore them for a coffee shop.
Yeah, so my daughter went to the same theater, she said, like a week and a half ago, and they were making people walk in with them then.
Yeah, I think that's what...
everyone's over it. Everyone's just, now they're just like, whatever.
I think that's what Eric said. They don't enforce it, but they, when you walk in with one, and then that's it.
Well, compared to us, you guys are supposedly fully open.
Oh, yeah, you at Costco and stuff. Man, I forgot how to use the stream remote for... Yeah, it's pretty open here. Our office hasn't changed because medical facility. Closed door, small room. I'm like in your eye, but... Yeah,
well, you guys are sort of like dentists now. You guys will probably never get to take them off, right?
Yeah, it'll probably be. Whenever you go to a medical office. Yeah.
That's terrible.
All of our stuff's still up. Staff understands. And we've been slowly moving things so that staff wants to feel, more open. We've opened the, the break room back up, and people can choose to do mask in the private areas at their desk more. It's not so, and then we're bringing doctors back, scheduling more patients. So it's feeling more and more, they don't feel the stress of like, oh my gosh, we're like 9 weeks out, 10 weeks out. We gotta get more people in here. So it's all right. Little things.
Just still crazy. I haven't seen Quan go off on a riff lately.
Yeah, I haven't either. Maybe because crypto's been
Probably
going down so
crypto's
hard.
down.
Yeah, exactly what I
Yeah.
said. Crypto's down.
Hopefully he didn't buy it all at 58, man.
Oh my gosh. It was, yeah, it's been crashing hard. Now I did invite him to a meeting. We haven't, you know what, last Thursday, I'm probably the first speaker in the area to do an in-person doctor meeting. And it took a little bit of convincing. Like, hey guys, we're gonna do this. We gotta get back out. And everybody who came was like, oh my gosh, yes, let's do it. And then once it happened, people are like, when's your next one? When are we going? Let's do this.
Uh-huh.
Let's get back to meeting, because you know, that collaboration, you know, because what happened was all the doctors kind of went almost like introverted to themselves, kind of like survival mode, like, what can I do to save my business, you know? We weren't leaning on each other. So this is getting back to better.
So, you're a little bit familiar with Sparks, right?
Yeah.
So, a couple of funny quotes from the movie. So, Weird Al, who's from LA, of course,
Yeah.
he was talking about how he's like, you know, back in the 80s, living in Southern California, I literally thought they were the biggest band in the world,
Yeah.
because in LA, that's all you heard about for like 3 years.
Yeah, that's
He's
it.
like, I had no idea
That's
how
it.
regional it was. And the other thing that was hilarious, so they did that project like 3 years ago with Franz Ferdinand,
Yeah.
where they put the album together and stuff. So they had met like 10 or 15 years before and done the typical, hey, yeah, we should do a project together. We love you guys, blah, blah, blah. Nothing ever happened, of course. And then they met up just by happenstance, walking the streets of San Francisco, opposite directions. Like, hey, what's his name from Franz Ferdinand? They stopped and chatted with him and did the same thing. Oh, we should get together and do it. Oh, yeah, of course. So the first song they put together, they were just going to do one song initially.
Yeah.
So Ron starts this song more like a conversation, but the song on the album, Collaborations Don't Work.
Yeah.
So he sent like the initial startup for the song over to the singer for Franz Ferdinand by email or whatever. Okay, here's what we're working on. It's called Collaborations Don't Work. Blah, blah, blah. So the guy from Franz Ferdinand wrote like a reply, which was like the second part of the song.
Wow.
and sent it back to them. And then they did one more thing with Russell doing this other singing part and sent it back to them.
Wow.
They're like, oh, this is actually really, really good.
How funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And then the hilarious part is they've literally been trying. They've had like 2 film projects over the years go south. One that was supposed to come out with Burton,
Oh,
where
really?
they were doing the soundtrack or whatever. It's like it's kind of, it almost looked like it was sort of a Japanese anime style of some sort. But so for whatever reason, that one fell through. They had another project where they had done the screenplay back in the late 70s, and some director guy, same thing, kind of pulled out last minute. And if you don't have the director and you don't have the money, it's like, well, this project's done.
Yeah.
So this year they got the documentary, and then in a month and a half, the movie that they wrote and did all the music for is going to be out in August.
Oh, wow.
First week of August or something.
That's
Called
cool.
Annette,
Annette.
with Adam Driver is going to be the main guy character. And the girl is she was up for an Academy Award, but I don't think she won it. But I'm not familiar with anything she's done. And she's got like a French name or something, so I can't pronounce it. But graphically, it looks really good. It'll be interesting to see the story. It's going to be very heavily musicalized.
Those are always fun.
Yeah.
I took Rylan to see the Hollywood sign up close. He had a good time.
No.
Yeah. He was doing his little vlog. He goes, "Look at this, guys. This is not a Hollywood set. This is the real thing. That's the sign."
It's actually real. He's like
Right
pointing
there.
at it, like
Yeah.
all those pictures.
Yeah.
Hollywood sign.
Yeah. Then we rolled through.
So you guys went like in the neighborhoods below it.
Yeah. There's a park, Hollywood Lake Park. That's where you start your hike, but we weren't gonna hike up to it. But
And then,
you can get to close you can get to drive it.
so did you hike or not?
No. We'd like to. We'll go back.
And then you can drive above it too, right?
Yes. He said he wanted to see the
And
front
you
of the
guys
sign,
go
not
up
the
there at
back.
all?
No,
Yeah.
I asked him. He said, "No, I want to see the front, not the back." So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably just a bunch of needles and crap anyway, right?
yeah, Hollywood Lake.
Nice.
Then we went to Glendale and got all this Cuban food after. That was good.
Oh.
Come on.
Do you ever go out for Armenian food?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Adam Carolla does a podcast with Mark Garagos, and he's Armenian, so he talks about it a lot.
Yeah.
Adam always talks about there's one place that he goes to where he wants them to give him like half of two different items in one container, and they're just so obstinate and they're mean and they won't do it for him.
Yeah. No
It's
way.
like, come on, I get it, it's your other location all the time. Nope, can't do that. No, can't do that. And he's like, but it's the same price. No, we just don't do that. We can't do that. Fine, so he drives like 5 miles to the other one and gets exactly what he wants. Like, come on, people, don't be so dumb. Oh man, I went to college with an Armenian kid, and God, he was the weirdest kid in the world. I mean, he probably still is. I haven't talked to him for a while. But I think he's not the rule. I think he's the exception.
Yeah.
Not saying that Armenians aren't a little bit off, but he was probably somewhere on the far end of the spectrum. And he's fine, as far as, school and mental capabilities, but socially, he was just like a 5 out of 100. Just socially inept 100%. If he'd gone to a regular school, he could very easily have been bullied.
Yeah. I think a lot of it, we put out a lot of our culture too, right? Be quiet, blend in, don't say anything, just get your stuff done, That's it.
Yeah, and I think his dad was some sort of, I can't remember what exactly his dad did, but, that could have been, they were super duper religious.
Yep.
And, he probably just lived a super sheltered life and just never got a chance to go out and hang out with people and do what kids do and whatever. But his sister was a little off too.
Huh.
So yeah, it might have just been their upbringing. Or not just their upbringing. He definitely was, he just couldn't even adapt.
Yeah.
We used to have this hangout that we'd go to get. God, it was the best place in Santa Barbara. They had this nacho thing where it was like on this giant plate, and it was probably like 10 inches tall, like a big pyramid of just chips and cheese and jalapenos and whatever.
It was like $8.
And it was just
maybe even less.
Oh, it was like $8. Yep, it was like $8.
Yep.
We'd get beers for like $5 or $4. They weren't $5. They were like probably $3 or something.
$3. $3.
Yeah, so I mean, you could easily split the food with like 3 people or whatever. But so we go to this place quite often, and this one time and a couple other times he'd go with us, and he like the waiter would come by or whatever, and he would just be like, you guys have like bread or anything for free? He would just be like one of those guys, just like, I don't want to buy anything.
Oh
Can I
yeah.
just get a water? Yeah, I don't want to buy anything. But you know, if you have, you know, some bread or some crackers or whatever, I would take that or whatever. And yeah, I'm just not that hungry. That's it. That's just, I'm not super hungry. And then your food would come, and he would just be like, so can I get a little bit of that?
Yeah.
Like, dude,
I had those
what's the
friends.
matter with you? You can wait till we're done. Yeah, it's just like, okay, whatever, bro. But I know he's alive. Somebody actually saw him a few years ago.
Wow.
He did have some people he seemed to be close with. Oh my gosh! After college, he worked for this guy who had like a print design shop or something, like, you know, paper sales and stuff like that. Just super duper small business. Like, you know, they never had more than 1 or 2 people in their office or whatever. And I went in there one time. It's Santa Barbara, so it's never hot, never cold, really. I went in there, and I forget what I was even having to go there for, but he's like sitting behind they had like a big old desk. It was kind of in the middle of the room. And he's sitting in the little swivel chair behind it. He's got like one of those puffy jackets on.
What?
Like before they were even a thing. Like after they were a thing the first time, but before they were a thing lately. And he's just sitting behind there with his arms sort of crossed, like he's just frozen solid or something. Just kind of sitting there meditating with his eyes closed. It's like, dude, what if a real customer comes in? What are they gonna think? Oh my gosh. He was a character. All right.
Out of here.
54K is enough. No, I should go to 55K. It's a nice round number. That'll put me right around an hour 40.
What workout is Jason doing? 2 hours of sweet spot between 8 and 12 minutes of SST. Yeah, I just TSS filler Jerry for the weekend. I'm gonna be gone Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I'm hiking down near San Diego, a place called Point Loma. Just getting away and full tide pools, Sunset Cliffs.
68 degrees.
Yes, exactly. It's gonna be 100 plus, like it is gonna be at Busty's, same up here. So just a good week to get away. There is a big conference.
They're saying
That's 2 months from now. Go ahead. They're saying what?
I was gonna say they're saying now it's gonna be like 113 here.
Oh my gosh.
113, 105 tomorrow, 13 on Sunday, 105 on Monday, 94 on Tuesday, which will feel really nice, I'm sure. It's supposed to stay in the 90s all next week. Ugh.
That was like this week here.
That's just gross.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often here.
Not where you are. Over here more so. Oh, Jerry, make sure you feel good, man. Try something, like try 10 grams more than you normally do per hour tomorrow. See how you feel. See if you can get to some upper limit of how much you can put in for a 2-hour effort like that. Just to kind of get some training on that side of it, on the gut and getting stuff in, whatever it is. Yeah, super fuel or cyclic dextrin, whatever it is. Did you end up getting the stuff from Scratch? It's a little easier, obviously. Yeah, 30 grams. Yeah, try to up it. 60 to 90 is kind of the upper limit. I'd say if you can go from 30 to anything closer to 60 and see how you feel and not get that sweet mouth feel that you get when it's just too much stuff that's too sweet, I think it could be really useful. Uh-oh, something's not paired. That's good. good. Huh. Just me then.
So, Jason, remember, was it last year when Quan was trying to do his heat training
Trading?
in his garage?
Oh,
His
yeah.
heat training where he was like turning up the heat really hot and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Did he?
Yeah.
So
I
did
don't
he
know.
ever feel that he got a benefit from that or not?
Justin or Juan?
Quan.
Juan, I don't remember him doing that. Do you remember something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember him doing that. He was talking about it all the time. I'll have to ask him.
I mean, there is a
So I
short-term
sent you
benefit.
Yeah, because my local team, they're on their this week's podcast, they had a thing about riding in the heat, preparing for it and whatever.
Yeah.
And they had mentioned that as an idea, and I just can't remember at the end if Quan thought it actually benefited him or not.
Oh,
So I
I
sent you a
remember.
message.
I do remember.
Yeah,
It
he was in his garage and he would like turn turning the heat on and stuff.
Yeah, tour in Murrieta, because it's like right around this time of the year. Super hot, 90 to 100 degrees. I remember. I do remember. I don't think it ended up mattering. After the road race stage, PT he was fine. Then road race stage, he just got blown out. It's so hot.
So I sent you a message and I never got a response back, but have you heard of a software called VeloPro?
Oh, you know, I looked it up that day. There's a couple AI type ones that are popping up just like it. Yeah, that looks
That's
really
what I
interesting.
thought.
It looks real interesting.
So they're probably, some guy on my team was asking about if anybody knew about it. I didn't know. I know that you guys have been dabbling with one of those predictive
Yeah.
AI things like that adjust your training as you go based on what your goals are and what your week has looked like versus what it initially thought it should look like or whatever. So I just didn't know, but they're probably all using very similar
Yeah. But here's the thing.
interactions
So,
and stuff.
if the workouts and the trainers, the athletes are like indoors and it's real predictable, then it's easy, which is easy for us as coaches. The problem is, and what I'm finding even with Trainer Road with all the money, is that when I go outdoors, I fail a lot of workouts, even though my averages are very close. And what I would call as a coach, as a pass, they're qualifying as fail for whatever reason, because it doesn't look like the graph that the machine's looking for is if we did it indoors. That makes sense?
Because you just can't be as predictive outdoors.
Right, like I have to ride it down the hill.
I'm sorry,
And-
there's actually a hill here. I'm just so sorry.
Yeah, like I'm not hitting
My
the wattage on
fault.
the recovery, yeah.
Yeah, it was a recovery. How come you didn't go 80 watts? Because it was uphill and 80 watts would have stopped.
or downhill and you're not pedaling it, you can't get it at all.
Right. Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. Oh, man.
You all done?
Yeah, I'm done. 55.1,
Nice.
hour 41.
Jerry says yes. Cyclic dextrin and a bit of protein and something for flavor. Cool. Yeah, just push that gram per hour as you get closer. You guys are about a month or so out from that race. So just see what you could put in, especially indoors, and see how you feel afterwards. You'll know. You get all gassy and all bloated after if you had too much, and you'll know. All right, man. We got a bit to go.
I did too much none on STP when I did STP a few years ago.
Yeah, how'd that go?
That was not good, man.
Yeah.
It basically I was like normally I'll take one bottle with, one bottle without.
Yep.
And on STP I'm like, well, it's gonna be super long, super hard.
Yeah.
And I think I did like 1.5 tablets per bottle. And it just totally made it so I couldn't pee at all.
Oh wow, that much, huh?
It
everything.
It like literally blocked me up.
Usually it's the
It
opposite.
was terrible. Yeah, no, it like literally all the minerals
Minerals.
in the stuff just couldn't go through. to the point where I was like, gosh, if I can't pee tomorrow, I'm gonna have to go to the doctor or something. But luckily, it fixed itself. Doctor, I have a problem, and it's gonna be hard to explain, but
They're like, sir, it's normal as you get older, but I have a pill for that. Not that kind of problem.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Okay, so we're gonna turn the fan off. Air conditioner is still on. Oh man, I couldn't ride out here without this air conditioner from here until the end of summer.
Finally went to 72 here. What do you ride at?
What's that?
The temperature? My garage, 72 degrees.
I don't have a thermometer out here. I'd probably be sad if I did, because it would be, in the winter it'd be like 48, and in the summer it would be like 85.
Yeah.
Like this week, there's no way I could even consider riding hard during like the afternoons or whatever, because it's just going to be so blazing hot, and this little room is just like a hot box.
Yeah.
So that would just be crazy.
It'd be more like a green room, but yeah, hot box works.
Yeah.
Hot box is something
it'd
different.
Be like no, I think it's the same.
Is it? Okay.
Trust me, it'll be a hot box. Oh. So the only thing I wish about this stupid Zwift on the Apple TV is that it would be just way easier to maneuver around with the stupid remote.
Oh yeah.
It's just terrible. Oh.
That's a good idea. Start a bit later. Get some food in a couple hours before. That's the other thing to think. What you're gonna have that day. How much time you'll have before the ride starts. I bet the ride doesn't start at 4 a.m. So you might be awake a little bit. I have to drive to the event. So let's figure that out too. Should be about 90-minute drive. Under 2 hours for sure. A 9 o'clock start. Yeah, you could have done an endurance ride before your race, Jerry. Come on. 4 minutes. I know. Yeah. Especially during this rookie phase, where I'm headed to after this, is there's not a lot of all-out efforts. You guys are going to be jumping into 60-second sprints and stuff, so hopefully that'll help. You'll be able to. Yeah, I think it'll be good, Joe.
Oh man, it's warmer in the house than it is outside.
Ah. Oh. 2 minutes. Come on. Are you looking to hold your FTP for an hour at the race, Jerry? Or are you guys looking to hold the groups and find the fast groups? Oh, there you go. There you go. The thing about a crit is that you're gonna want to put out as little as you can to just hang on and post and shuttle as much as you can. That's what our guys up in Washington. You guys should do it if you can. Crit race on a racetrack? Yeah, don't miss that. That's a good one. Smooth pavement, especially for a bike. Yeah, you guys should do it if you can. That's this weekend. No, next weekend. Right? Yeah, 4th of July. Yeah. Starting to see those big trailers where you could buy munitions for 4th of July. All right, 2 more to go. Ooh. Oh, I forgot to eat in the last interval. Oops. Try to eat now.
You eat? I never eat.
You gotta eat. It's a 2-hour workout,
Well,
man.
I eat all day long when I'm not riding.
I
eat all day long when I'm riding. All day long.
Just keep eating. The O2 work. Where? Got 2 to go. Looks like Ryland's about to wait. Dusty, good talking to you, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you know how the tires go this weekend.
Yeah. Keep trying lower pressure too.
Yeah, I'm down to 70 right now. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, man.
I would try
Later.
and get down. I would try and get down around 50 if you can.
We'll see. I feel like, but yeah, I'll listen to what you said. I have to do it right where I'm just gonna do a bunch of dirt, but I have to be able to still ride on the road, you know, right? But you said it'd be more forgiving.
50 should be fine on the road
Okay.
with wider tires like that. But just try it out. See how it
All right.
feels. As long as
Thanks,
it
man.
doesn't feel extremely mushy.
Yeah, I know. All right, man. Talk to you later.
Yep, you too.
All right. For those who just tuned in, welcome, welcome. We're doing sweet spot here. We got a couple intervals left. Might have enough time for one more small interval. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, 2 more. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the finish of it. Ryland is moving around already. See if I can squeeze at least 1 more in, short one here, and we'll go from there. As for the stream, see if we can find someone fun to raid as we get ready for the next one. Usually Nutty's on, that's always fun. Let's see who's live. And he is just chatting. Yeah, let's see that. We need to get him a Zwift bike. I know, right? That'd be fun. Let's go say hi. Do a dual stream, son and dad. Yeah, that'd be fun. Here we go. I'm gonna turn my audio up so I can hear him. What in the world? Oh my gosh. What? What? What?